This is a quick performance installation video for our LS wide mount alternator only bracket. This video is going to be both for the Corvette, the F-body GTO, and the truck spacing. We're just going to combine it into one video. It's a simple bracket, and let's get to it. I like to start by doing some pre-assembly. So we're going to use these 4 bolt holes here that go directly into the cylinder head, and we're just going to load that up. For the truck here, we're using 120 millimeter bolts, which came in the kit. For the F-body Camaro GTO, they'd be 100 millimeter, and then for the Corvette, they're 80 millimeters. So same installation, just slightly different length of bolts. We're going to take whichever kit you have, the 2 longest spacers, they go towards the bottom, which will be on the bottom of the cylinder head. Then we have 2 2-inch spacers that go there to capture the alternator back plate. And then for the Corvette, this would be done right here with the 80 millimeters. They're ready to bolt directly on. For the F-body and truck, there's going to be 2 spacers here so that we get a level mounting surface. Now we're ready to install it onto the cylinder head. We're going to install the bracket here and here for the lower portion, here and here for the upper portion. Now to begin with, while we're doing this, we're just going to get these threaded in here, try to avoid any sort of binding. Sorry for the noise on the microphone there. And we're going to get all 4 of them in, and we'll go ahead and take those down just a little bit, but we're going to leave them loose because in the next step we're going to install the alternator, and it's much easier to do that while you have some space here to work with. Let's install the alternator. So I want you to notice that this actually has a dual bolt pattern. What that means is that this will work for F-body and truck, and this will work for Corvette here. Now, the only real reason is either you have an alternator that is from a Corvette or you want the overrunning clutch. Otherwise, we actually sell in-house a Power Master, which is what we're using right here, 165 amp and in a smaller case. One of the things in a later step that I'll draw your attention to is the size of the case will actually change what the belt length is. But we're going to go ahead and not get this too snug. We just want it captured, so go ahead and get the nuts on the back side. The next thing we're going to do is lift up on this, not overly so, but take the weight off of it, as you can see, and tighten these up, and then go through a torque sequence. All right, so we have these just snug here, and we're ready to go through a torque sequence. Still, as you can see, we can move it a little bit, so going to take the weight off of the compressor. 10 millimeter bolts, so we call out a torque spec of 37 foot-pounds. We do actually recommend that you follow the torque spec so that you avoid any sort of galling of the threads. LS heads will give way if you over torque, so if anything, just to protect the heads, and also it's good to always, we have engineers for a reason. All right, now we got these 4. Now we're ready to hop over here on the alternator and get it tightened up to 37 as well. 15 millimeter here on the back side. Just go ahead and clamp this down the rest of the way before we get started. Same on the bottom side. Just like that. This is now installed and ready to put a belt on. All right, we're ready to install the belt. In this configuration here, we're using just the tensioner that came on the water pump, this being a 2010 Camaro water pump. We call out in the installation instructions the different belt lengths depending on which alternator you have and if you are running AC or not. But the important thing is, it's just a recommendation. This is what we fitted up in the shop. What you really need to take a look at is the tensioner marks on your specific application to make sure that it is actually in its operating range. If this belt is too loose, if it's too tight, you won't be able to get it on. If it's too loose, you will have squeaks and chirps over time, and that will be annoying for you. So even though we give you a recommendation, make sure that that recommendation is right for you, because as this goes on, we do want it a little bit tight to begin with, because this will set down into the grooves here, and also the belt will naturally stretch just a little bit. So that's something to be mindful of. And that's it. That's the installation of our wide mount alternator only bracket. Thank you for watching this quick performance installation video. If you have any questions or concerns about the installation of our product, please reach out to us by phone or email. We want to help. Thanks.